All right, we're doing Oscar predictions and picks. I'm gonna go a bit faster than last year. A, I'm running out of time. B, I've already talked about most of my thoughts on these in my nomination prediction picks video. So we'll have an easier time this time around. The only thing I want to say before we start is I'm so happy that there's actual competition this year. Last year it was so up in the air for most of the season. There were at one point four potential Best Picture winners, which was really fun. But then you got the actual night, and like we knew everything that was gonna happen. There was, I think, I got six categories wrong last year. Three of them were the shorts, which we'll discuss, and one was like, okay, actress was up in the air, sure. And then I got animated film wrong, which like yeah, that was also like kind of up in the air. And I got editing wrong, which we didn't. I mean, I think Conclave was a fair prediction, but Anora only won because it won Best Picture. But the point is, last year was like by the time we got to it, we knew most of the top categories. We knew most of the technicals. This year, I'm losing my mind, and it could not be more entertaining. I'm so happy that this year there's actual competition. I'm so happy that I don't know what they're gonna do once they open the envelopes. The only like potential way we know what's gonna happen at Best Picture at the end of the night is due to the other winners that we're not sure of right now. Like if Sinners wins like multiple acting categories, then like it's obviously gonna be Sinners. I'll get to that obviously, but as far as I've been following the Oscars, which is not super long, but it's been a good amount of years. There's never been a time where I enter the final week and I don't know what's going on, and it's very great. So thank you. I'm very happy about this. I hope it's like this every year. I was very worried it was going to be a full-on sweep early on the season. It kind of was for a while. The bad thing is it's going to make today a lot harder. Okay, Best Picture. We all know what it's between. Is it One Battle or is it Sinners? Um, I think Sinners has a genuine. I understand the argument for Sinners, and I'm very scared about it. Don't get me wrong. I understand the last minute surge. I understand how passionate they were at SAG. I understand the SAG WGA combo. I understand all that. I still just think it's One Battle. I don't think One Battle has the flaws that La La Land and Brokeback Mountain and 1917 had. It's a very agreeable. Like no one's mad about it winning. Okay, no one's opposing this, and it has more awards than those movies. It has a better package. La La Land missed screenplay for one. 1917, I don't believe was a contender in screenplay. Like this movie is probably, I'll get to that, but this movie's probably gonna win like editing, screenplay, director, and an acting category maybe. How do you lose off that? Plus Globes, PGA, DGA, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. Like I can't predict it to lose. It has too much going for it, and I just don't believe in the weaknesses. I don't think anyone's gonna be mad about this. The only thing against Sinners, like for Sinners right now for me, is I can really envision them opening the envelope and saying Sinners, and there being a gigantic, enormous thunder of applause. I can't imagine that for One Battle. I don't think One Battle has people screaming about it like that. But I just still think it's One Battle. I don't, and it's bothering me because like in the Moonlight year, I wouldn't have predicted Moonlight probably, but I think it's One Battle. I really do. My pick is Marty Supreme. We've been over this. Director, yeah, that's locked up. Even if Sinners wins Best Picture, which it could, it's gonna be PTA either way. That's just, there's an overdue narrative, and he's been sweeping all season. I think it'll. Like there, I don't see a world where Coogler wins. My pick is Marty Supreme, but with the recent news, I might pick Coogler. Actress is Jessie Buckley. We don't even need to. I think categories are gonna take a bit. So actress is Jessie Buckley. My pick is Rose Byrne. Let's go. Actor, okay. Actor is driving me up a wall. Ethan Hawke has no shot. Leo has like 1% shot because he's in the Best Picture movie. Wagner Moura, I could see he's the veteran. He won the Globe. There's a shot that like, because I don't think Michael B. Jordan is a Best Picture winning performance. I think he's great. I don't think he's the type that wins the Oscar. You know, I don't think that's the performance you give it to. Wagner Moura kind of is the performance you could give it to. And there's a lot of passion for The Secret Agent. I have him as my third. Everyone should have him as a third. I don't see any other position for him possible. If you're like trying to be smart about this, he's third. Between Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet, yes, there's the factor of I don't think Michael B. Jordan is the like last year. Demi Moore was not the Oscar-winning performance. She was sweeping everywhere aside from BAFTA, and she lost the Oscar because that's just not the kind of performance. Like, Mikey Madison is a much more traditional Oscar performance. I think the same goes for Timothée Chalamet here. I can't imagine them giving it to Michael B. Jordan. Another factor, I know it's not wise, I'm treating BAFTA as a Timothy win. I think he was number 2 there. And I don't believe in all the controversy. Like, okay, yes, his campaign is hurting him. I agree. I don't think that's why SAG didn't. There's a very clear reason why he lost SAG, and it's because he won last year. It's very odd because he lost to 2 important precursors. There's very like justifiable reasons. He won last year at SAG. They don't like giving it to him, like giving it to people 2 years in a row. And that SAG was where his controversial speech was last year. BAFTA gave it to a home turf. He's not nominated at the Oscars. Robert Aramayo does not matter here. I think it's just Timmy. And my pick is Timmy also, which I'm letting it affected a little bit. I really want him to win, but I don't think. Yeah, I just think it's Timmy. I think you could justify his losses. I think the controversies, Oscars are just not gonna care as much about that. He's the more understandable performance to give an Oscar to. Yeah, supporting actress. Supporting actress is fucking crazy. So there's 3 very viable contenders. Inga and Elle Fanning are happy to be there. My pick is Teyana Taylor. Let's get that out of the way. I think it's Teyana Taylor, but me even predicting this right now is not gonna matter because I've actually been changing my pick on Awards Expert like every 4 hours. I'm not even joking. It's gonna keep changing, and it's not gonna matter. Okay, it's gonna be whatever the final pick ends up being. If the Oscars were like 4 hours later, my prediction would probably be different. I have Wunmi Masako at number 3. Again, she blends into the ensemble so well. I don't see that winning. And BAFTA, she is British, which like she could totally win. I know she could totally win. I have her at number 3. Amy Madigan, I could totally see that happening, but she needed to have swept if she was going to win for a horror performance where she's the only nominee. And, like, they're saying, like, international voters aren't going to go for her, so that's also, like, kind of scaring me to predict her. Although I keep going back and forth between her and Teyana, because Teyana only has a Globe. If she wasn't in the Best Picture movie, I would predict Amy Madigan 100%, but she is in the Best Picture movie, I think. And I think she makes the most sense out of these performances. She is my favorite, but I think it's her. But this is just gonna change once I upload the video. Supporting actor, it's Sean Penn. My pick is Elordi. It's probably Sean Penn, I know, but like I don't know. There's something about it where it's like he's not enthusiastic about winning. He doesn't show up at speeches. He's like BAFTA and SAG thing was like so late for me that I can't register that this is the like favorite right now. I know like he's in the Best Picture movie again. There's that, and he is like the most showy performance here. And I would love it if if a character that has the scene of like I am not gay, if that's what you're implying. I would love that as an Oscar-winning performance. But I know it's him, but I just like third Oscar for Sean Penn where he's not even campaigning for supporting actor. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, but I have to go with him because of the stats. I think like BAFTA and SAG back to back is like, yeah, people clearly want to vote for him. Delroy Lindo is my number two, weirdly enough, because I actually think him not being nominated is helpful because he's not losing to the other ones, you know? And I know Stellan Skarsgård is number three because he should have won BAFTA. And then, yeah, Lordy would be fucking fantastic, but that's not gonna happen. Benicio needed Critics' Choice. That was where he needed to have won. So, yeah. Okay, screenplays are Sinners and One Battle. We can move past this. My picks are Marty Supreme and One Battle. They've been sweeping all season. They just won WGA. If they're both contending for Best Picture, then they're gonna win their respective screenplay categories. We can move on. Casting is probably Sinners. This one I'm not 100% on because we don't know how they vote. We don't know how they vote. They're this new branch. We don't know how. Like, I guess, well, everyone's voting. But we don't know how they look at this. The secret agent being here over sentimental value suggests some sort of looking at actual casting. I think it's Sinners. I think it should be Marty Supreme, and I think One Battle also has better casting than Sinners because the top like 5 people are cast so well. But Sinners is the ensemble pick. It won SAG ensemble. I think it's the most it's the one that shouts to you, I'm an ensemble movie, and I feel like most Oscar voters don't know what half these categories mean. I think it's just going to be Sinners, which is a good pick. I don't want to make it seem like Sinners is a bad pick for casting, but yeah. International feature is the only category, aside from maybe documentary, that I'm worried about till we get to the shorts. I think sentimental value makes sense on paper. It's higher in Best Picture. It has 9 nominations. Everyone loves it. The Secret Agent's been doing so well. So it's like, I could definitely see it winning. There's the big passion for it. The thing is, I'm Still Here won last year because a really weird thing happened to Emilia Perez. That would have won had it not been for every other factor. With the controversies and all of it, you know? Sentimental Value doesn't have that against it. And the Academy clearly loves it. I have to predict it. It could be The Secret Agent. This could be a category I end up changing, but I really think it's sentimental value. Secret Agent has passion towards it, but sentimental value just has the stats. Documentary, I think is my pick is sentimental value. Documentary feature is probably The Perfect Neighbor. Mr. Nobody Against Putin won the BAFTA, I think. I'm pretty sure it won the BAFTA. It won somewhere. So that's a solid number 2. And it could win because BAFTA is very important. But The Perfect Neighbor's just been doing so well. I think it's just that. Animated feature, it should be Little Amelie, but this is like, it's not even close how much it's K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, we don't even need to discuss this. It's been winning everywhere. It's arguably the most popular movie of the year. It's gonna win song. Like, yeah. Cinematography, I think, is One Battle. You could argue it's a 3-horse race because Sinners kind of was the obvious pick for a while, and I'm not sure if it won somewhere or not. I think it was winning places. Train Dreams is kind of like the dark horse, like, actual best pick, you could argue. It's not my pick, but I could totally see why it would be the best pick. One Battle's just been winning too much. It won the ASC, I think is what it's called. It won the BAFTA, and it has the best cinematography. It's my pick. I think it's winning this, and it's also winning editing, which I thought would go to F1 for the longest time. But One Battle seems to be winning editing prizes recently. If it's gonna win Best Picture, that makes sense. It has action in it. This is just, it makes sense. If it's winning Best Picture, it makes sense. It wins editing. They go hand in hand, and it's a movie that actually has really good editing. My pick would be One Battle or Marty Supreme. I don't know. It's one of the two. Production, costume, makeup, just get all the way. It's Frankenstein. I'm picking Frankenstein. It's gonna be Frankenstein. There's you could argue Sinners as number 2 for actually all of these probably, but it's Frankenstein. Visual effects is Avatar. I'm picking Avatar. It's fucking Avatar. You could argue they may be tired of Avatar and they don't want to award it again, but I really don't think that's going to be the case. I think if it was if it had weaker VFX, but it had the best one in the bunch, but maybe another movie that's stronger, like Sinners or F1, has as good VFX, you could argue maybe, but Avatar is that's what it's known for. I don't think it's going to lose here. It also won every precursor. Sound, my pick is Surat. I fucking love the sound in Surat. It's gonna be F1. It's a racing movie and Best Picture. We don't even gotta discuss it. I mean, one battle maybe has a shot, but like, people are gonna look at it and go, "Oh, it's a vroom vroom. It's gonna win." Joseph Kosinski's last movie won sound. Oscar voters are just not nuanced like that, unfortunately. Score really should be one battle. It's my pick for best score of the year. It's gonna be Sinners. I don't think it being it being a third Oscar for Ludwig is gonna hurt it in any way. It's clearly the populist pick. It's been winning every precursor. It's Sinners. Original song is gonna be K-pop Demon Hunters. It should be Sinners, although they're very close in my head. But this again, it's been winning everywhere. It's like the biggest song of the fucking year. Like it, anywhere you go, this will be playing. I was walking home a few months ago, and there were like kids in the car yelling this song with the windows down. Like this is like the people love this song. Oscar voters love this song. It's gonna be this one. Documentary short. Um, all the empty rooms. I think I haven't seen. The empty rooms is about school shootings, which feels like something they want to. I've heard it's also the better ones, which helps. I mean, from what Perfectly Strangers probably won't win. It's about like donkeys. Children No More takes place in Israel, and I also haven't heard that much about it. So there's that. The Devil Is Busy is about abortion, so that like another important subject they might want to highlight. Armed Only with a Camera. I don't actually remember what. Oh, this is just like about some guy, right? I've heard that one. Is number 2 maybe? I've heard that one's okay. I've heard mixed things, and it's I don't think it's enough of a contender to beat out the best one about supposedly the best one about a very important subject. I think it's gonna be All the Empty Rooms. Animated short. I watched these. I have a lot of opinions. The lineup of live action anime shorts this year is fucking garbage. My ranking, 5 is Forever Green. Like a rip-off Pixar thing. It's a fine animation, but it's like it's so dull. It's like it's so generic in an annoying way, and it ends with it's like an appreciate your parents Instagram post that like a boomer would post, and then it ends with a Bible quote. That's like the caption of the Instagram post. It's crazy. A Retirement Plan is number 4 for me. I appreciate what it's trying to say. I agree with what it's trying to say. The animation is very beautiful. It's kind of like Train Dreams in that way, because I actually hate the same things I hate about it as I hate about Train Dreams. The narration is really annoying. Domhnall Gleeson, I like you, but like, what the fuck happened here? The music is really annoying. I was just itching for it to be over, and it's the shortest one of these. Number 3, I'd put The Three Sisters. That's cute animation, whatever story. It's never gonna win. It's number 5 for like winning. I think it's between Butterfly and The Girl Who Cried Pearls. I could see myself switching to Butterfly, because it has really beautiful animation and a story based on a real thing. So they would maybe gravitate towards that. But last year they were so unpredictable that I kind of want to just predict my favorites in the category, just because maybe they'll go for them. The people voting for the shorts clearly do watch them and like value them in like what they're trying to do, and not just like generic like, oh, it's a important subject thing. Like, at least with this category specifically. Last year the winner was really cool, and I kind of want to predict The Girl Who Cried Pearls as like a half hope diction, half it may be that. But Butterfly feels like a safer pick, but I don't feel confident in that anyway. So I might as well just predict The Girl Who Cried Pearls, which is easily the best short of either category. It's fucking fantastic, great animation. The ending really sewed it up for me. Very cute, very fun, very interesting, very moving. Best one. Live action short. Once again, I'm predicting my favorite with 2 people exchanging saliva. It feels like something they would do. I don't know. It's like closest to a feature. It feels artsy. Last year they had 4 issue films, and they picked the only one that's just trying to tell an interesting sci-fi story. It wasn't even like that good, but they picked the interesting one, and this is the equivalent. Maybe I shouldn't be playing it so close to last year, but that's how I feel right now. A Friend of Dorothy, I'd put it number 2 in my predictions, because it's the feel-good one that they might gravitate towards if they're like just they feel boring, and it's like, oh, it made me feel good. I don't think the Singers is maybe number 3. Jane Austen drama I can't see winning, and Butcher Stain I don't want to entertain. Like I know it's like the issue film here, but it's just so poorly made that I just don't. I don't think they'd go for it, right? My ranking is Butcher Stain, which is like it's saying something fine, but it's so like it's a student film and like good for them. But it's like, what is it doing at the Oscars? Justin's period drama, I did not find that funny. I mean, it's entertaining. It's like it's fine. It's just like it's nominated for an Oscar. It's a college humor sketch. Three, I'd put The Friend of Dorothy, which is like a little cute, but it's like again, it's clearly only here because it made them feel good and not because it was artistically worthy. Put The Singers at number two. I thought it was fine enough. It was kind of moving. I thought it was good. It was way better than the other ones. It made me retroactively take the score down the other ones. And To Be Experienced Live is like obviously the best one here. It's the most interesting story, and the metaphor isn't like insane, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch. And I would if I would watch a feature if they made one. And that's all the categories. I'm gonna be changing these absolutely. Here's my awards expert username because it's not gonna look like this on Sunday. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, good luck to you all. And it's been a good award season. They really brought it back. There was a month where I was like completely bored of it. They brought it back. This is what I live for. This is what I fucking live for. Hi. So I recorded that video 2 days ago, and I'm planning to upload it tonight if I can get the editing done. And I'm a few updates, okay? The only category I'm officially changing, and you'll notice because the screenshot for the picture, like the thing is different in the video, I am going butterfly on animated short. I think it just makes more sense. If you're looking at it from a story angle, I think it's going to connect to more people. If you're looking through an animation angle, it has the best animation, undoubtedly. And I would love The Girl Who Cried Pearls to win. I'm rooting for that one. But I feel like Butterfly just has everything going for it to win. And then a few more things I've been lingering with. I am still gonna go with One Battle for Picture because at the end of the day, I think that yes, it has all the stats, but I think I can't predict it to lose because it doesn't have the 1917 would have been boring to pick against Parasite. Moonlight, what like La La Land would have been boring to pick against Moonlight. I don't think One Battle has that factor going for. I think people are still liking One Battle. I think they still want to award the movie. And I'm at the point where I kind of want Sinners to win. I think it'd be really like because they're my second and third favorites. It's not like I'm rooting against my favorite movie of the year, but I think it'd be really fun if there was a director picture split. And this is just the most fun Oscar year we've had in so long. I'm having a fucking blast. And I think it would be interesting to get an upset this year, but I just think people still like to award One Battle, so I cannot go Sinners. I do think, however, also I temporarily switched yesterday to Michael B. Jordan, and then I took it back just because I remind myself that in years like this, the Oscars usually do the more sensible choice. Against Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone, they just went with the one that made those more easier to imagine winning an Oscar. Emma Stone in that movie was obviously like that should need an Oscar. Lily Gladstone was a way subtler performance that not everyone watching was going to be like, hey, we should give that an Oscar, even though she was better. And I think Timmy is that, and I'm really losing confidence here, and I'm trying to hold on to the belief that he was number two at BAFTA, but I'm probably wrong. I'll say that. I'm probably wrong, but I switched to Michael B. Jordan and it just didn't feel right. And now I'm at Timmy and it still doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna lose either way. Okay, I know I'm doing a gimmick by interjecting on an interjection basically, but I'm watching the Oscar expert video right now with Matt Neglia. I think I'm just gonna do Michael B. Jordan. They're making good points, and he hasn't won an instance award. He hasn't given a speech. Michael B. Jordan won at the right time, and people just don't like Timmy at the moment. I think I might have to. I might have to. And then I do think Sinners will get at least one tech win or supporting actor or supporting act a supporting actress. I'm still probably gonna change it like tomorrow. But I do think Sinners will get something. It'll be sound, it might be like costumes or production, probably not production design, maybe costumes. I'm heavily thinking VFX could be it. I think there might be Avatar fatigue, and I also think while being in picture doesn't really matter for getting nominated because the visual effects branch is very much considering these movies on their own merit. The same doesn't really go for the larger voting body. They always vote for a Best Picture nominee. Dune won last year, even though Planet of the Apes had better visual effects. The year before that, there was no Best Picture nominee in the bunch, I think. The year before that, it was Avatar, which was in picture that time. The year before that, it was Dune, which was in picture. It's always a Best Picture winner. Not winner. It's always a Best Picture nominee. And Avatar, I just have to go Avatar because, like, in what world does Avatar lose VFX? I think it could totally upset in VFX. And it could be supporting actor. I just can't, again, I can't go against the stats of BAFTA and SAG. But I do think, while I'm not confident in any of them to nominated, I do think that either costumes, sound, VFX, or supporting actor, maybe even cinematography, could go Sinners. And at that point, I will be fearing for my life about Sinners win. And yeah, that's what I have to say. I genuinely think Sinners could pull it off, and I'm like thinking of all the ways it can. I'm just not confident in which areas it could, if it does, where that it could upset in, and even if it gets those areas, I still have to go one battle. I just don't feel good about it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.